In this lecture, we will cover the fundamental concepts of Docker, which is essential for understanding how we will use it to run RabbitMQ in containers. Docker is a platform that allows developers to automate the deployment of applications inside lightweight, portable, and self-sufficient containers. Containers package an application and its dependencies together, ensuring that it works consistently across different environments. In simpler terms, Docker helps you build, ship, and run applications inside containers. These containers are isolated, lightweight, and easy to manage, which makes deploying applications across different environments easier. Earlier, we used to create virtual machines on a single computer and then create a uniform environment across different operating systems. So let's say I created an app or a server code, and I created that on my Linux system. Now, to recreate the same environment, another person with a Windows computer will create a virtual machine on his computer using any software, and then he will run Linux on his Windows computer using that virtual machine software. So we are running Linux virtually on a Windows computer, and then my app or my server code will be able to run on that machine with the same environment variables that I had on my Linux machine. Now this is a little cumbersome. So what Docker did is it created images of operating system, a lightweight copy of an operating system like Linux or Windows or anything else. So what I would do is I would use a Docker image of Linux operating system like Alpine, and then I would copy my app or my server code on that image and create a custom image, which will include Linux, Alpine Linux, as well as my application on that operating system. It's again kind of a virtual operating system, but we are not running a virtual machine. We are creating a Docker image, an operating system image that will run using Docker. And then that copy of my custom image with the operating system, with the Linux operating system, as well as my code, my app, I will create the image and then ship that to anyone. And then I will let them know that install Docker and then run this image, and this will run exactly the way that it runs on my computer. You will not have to create a virtual machine. You will just have to run Docker and then run my application from within that Docker container. So consider Docker image like an installer or a blueprint, and when you run that image, it will create a container, and that container is based on that image. And now you are able to run that same app, the same code on any operating system, and that is done with the help of Docker and Docker Engine. To fully understand how Docker works, let's explore some key concepts. First, we have Docker images. An image is a lightweight, standalone executable package that contains everything needed to run a software application: the code, runtime, libraries, environment variables, and configuration files. When you want to run a Docker container, you start from an image. An image is the source of Docker container. An image is the first step towards running a Docker container. A container is based off of an image. Think of an image like a blueprint or a template for creating containers. Docker images are usually pulled from a Docker registry like Docker Hub, which is a public repository for images, or you can create your own custom images. And here we see the search result for Docker Hub. Click on this, and here we can surf through all the images that are available for us to use. So let's search for RabbitMQ, and here we have RabbitMQ, the official RabbitMQ image. So you can search for any image here. Let's search for MongoDB, and here we have official MongoDB image. All right, so let me close this now. And next we come to Docker containers. A container is a runtime instance of a Docker image. When you run a Docker image, it becomes a container. A container consists of an application and its environment, but runs in an isolated environment from other containers and the host system. A container is like a lightweight virtual machine, but more efficient. Containers share the host system's operating system kernel, but are isolated from each other, meaning they have their own file system, processes, and network stack. Most important benefit of containers is its portability. Containers can run consistently across different machines, whether it's your laptop or a server. Another benefit is isolation. Each container operates independently, avoiding conflicts between applications running on the same system. Another concept related to Docker is Docker Engine. The Docker Engine is the core component of Docker, a client-server application that enables running containers. It consists of Docker Daemon, a background service that manages containers, images, networks, and volumes on your system. And it also consists of Docker CLI, command line interface, a command line tool that allows you to interact with Docker, such as pulling images, running containers, and building your own images. Next, we have Docker Hub and registries. Docker Hub is the default registry where you can find pre-built Docker images for various applications such as RabbitMQ, MySQL, and more. You can pull images from here to run containers. We also have custom registries. Apart from Docker Hub, organizations or individuals can set up private registries to store and manage their own Docker images. So what you can do is you can make your own custom image with your own application, with your own server code, and then share that with your team members so that you are all working on the same environment for your application. Next concept is Docker volumes. Volumes are used to persist data generated by and used by Docker containers. Without volumes, data inside a container would be lost when the container is removed. So what happens is when you start a container from an image, you use certain flags on the command line while starting the container so that you connect a local folder on your operating system to the container that you are starting. So what's going to happen is the data that would have been stored on the container in the folders on the operating system inside the container, that data is going to be stored in your local file management system on your local operating system. You can mount volumes to a container to allow it to access persistent data like a database or share data between multiple containers. Next concept related to Docker is Docker networks. Docker provides networking capabilities that allow containers to communicate with each other and the outside world. Docker networks are of different types like bridge, host, and overlay. The default network mode for containers is the bridge network. Containers can communicate with each other but are isolated from the host. Then the next type is host network. The container shares the host's network namespace, making it behave like a process running on the host. And next is overlay network, used for communication between containers running on different hosts, commonly used in Docker Swarm or Kubernetes. In this lecture, we have covered the basic concepts of Docker: images, containers, Docker Engine, Docker Hub, and networks. And networks, the Docker networks is something that we are going to come back to later on. We are going to cover Docker networking in a little more depth in later lectures, and we are going to see a live use case where we will be using Docker networking to create multiple Docker nodes, multiple instances of RabbitMQ, and then have them connect to each other to form a cluster. So that's going to be something very interesting, and you are going to learn from it. And it's going to be a good learning experience because a lot of students come up to me and ask, in what situation would Docker networking be used? Because they learn Docker networking in their Docker courses, but they don't get to experience a practical scenario where they would create a Docker network and have multiple Docker containers connect to each other. So we are going to create a situation which will be pretty close to a real world scenario where we will have to create a Docker network and connect multiple Docker containers in a network so that they can communicate with each other. So overall, Docker makes it easy to deploy applications in a consistent and isolated environment, which is especially helpful when working with microservices like in our RabbitMQ course. In the next step, we will use Docker to download and run the RabbitMQ image, create a container, and interact with it to start building event-driven architectures.